If you leave South Africa to take up employment in a foreign country, then you need to enter remuneration information on this foreign income screen in Wintex. All you have to enter is the remuneration income earned while working offshore and to select whether the 1.25 million exemption is to apply or not. It's as simple as that. Wintex does everything else for you. The exemption only applies to taxpayers who worked offshore for at least 183 days, of which at least 60 days was continuous. Let's have a look at the first example. We can see that the total remuneration is 1.5 million, and we can enter the 1.5 million here in the white field as code 4220, or we can click on the Itemize button to enter the separate amounts into the grid. If a travel allowance formed part of the foreign remuneration, then the itemized grid must be used where an amount is indicated as a Y for yes if it is a foreign travel allowance received. Only a portion of this foreign travel allowance amount shown here may be allowed as an allowance received on the travel claim screen. When we click on OK to close the grid, then the total of the remuneration amounts in the grid will be entered into the white field as code 4220. If, in this example, the taxpayer spent less than the 183 days earning this money offshore, then we select the exemption as N for no or just leave it blank. We can see that there is no exemption amount allowed, and so the full 1.5 million of remuneration earned offshore is added to taxable income. If we select Y to show that the remuneration earned offshore was earned when the taxpayer worked offshore for more than the 183-day rule period, then an exemption of up to 1.25 million will apply to the total remuneration earned offshore, and we can see that only 250,000 is added to taxable income on this assessment. It is strongly recommended that you click on this blue I for info button and scroll down and read the text carefully. If any income tax was deducted in the foreign country from the 1.5 million remuneration you earned in that country, then you can enter that tax under code 4111. Let's say 300,000 Rand in tax was deducted in the foreign country. Wintex will use SARS's 6-quad formula to calculate how much of that foreign tax you will be allowed as a tax credit. If I bring over the auto summary screen, you will see that if the taxable amount of 250,000 had been earned locally in South Africa, we can see what the tax levied in South Africa would have been, 47,704 Rand, and SARS will only allow a tax credit of this amount and not the 300,000 deducted in the foreign country. Obviously, these new laws are aimed at those high-income earners working for extended periods in countries like Saudi Arabia where there is no income tax. I've now entered 4 million Rand foreign remuneration earned, and I have selected that the taxpayer earned this 4 million Rand working offshore for more than the 183-day rule period. In a case like this, then, even with the 1.25 million exemption, we still have 2.75 million now taxable in South Africa, and the tax due to SARS is considerable, at over R1 million.